What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary top of the movie reaction video. We got the one and only Jesse Lee Peterson in the building, man. Amazing, So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Let's get it.
Does white privilege exist?
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
And where's the proof of that?
All around. I tell people often now. And
Okay. She automatically talking about what she told people and what's her opinion and her perception and what she thinking, how she thinking, what she feel. But where's the factual proof here, man?
hindsight.
He just asked her, what is the factual proof? She's over here talking about hindsight, so let's get it.
That I wish I would have been more cognizant of was the white privilege at UCLA that was sitting, right next to me. For Black people, I believe white privilege is something to leverage.
What is it though? I don't see it anywhere. What is it?
What
is it?
I don't.
She tripping up on her own. She can't even cognitively give a straightforward answer, so she tripping up on her own perception of his question when it's very direct. He don't see it. So what are you seeing? Because she just basically just drifted off to Black people in general, speaking for everybody, making it broad, making it general. She went to how she sat next to somebody at UCLA and felt that, which was a feeling. So where's the facts?
For people like me who don't see it.
How do you not see white privilege?
Because it doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
So what is it exactly?
I believe white privilege is just the ability just to be free and white and not have the same type of social, economic,
Well, aren't we all free? All colors, all lives matter, man. Every
social ills as Black people have to deal with. I mean, there's no white racial profiling. White people don't get pulled over by the cops just because they're white. They have the ability to, show emotion and love to their sons without being emasculated. There's all kind of examples of white privilege. Absolutely.
Yo, you see, he already did it. He said, that's amazing how you just said that. She threw me off on the part where she said something about when they express love to their children, they don't get demasculated. Well, I feel like men in general have that challenge of being demasculated because it's already considered weak if they show a sign of vulnerability, expressing themselves. That's why a lot of men suffer in silence. Just men in general, any colors, all race, any.
Why don't you Black? How come you don't believe white privilege exists? What you see?
Well, because I am Black in color, but I don't have that dark mentality that most Black people have.
Clearly.
I see, she said clearly, I see that
So she's acknowledging it's dark. I'm not going to pause it no more, family, but she just acknowledged that was a dark mentality to have. That's basically divisive in the sense of separating us instead of coming together in love. Even if there's difficult people, period. But it's not about one person being better than the other person. We just need to love each other, lead in love.
white people have the same struggles and things that we have in that.
What type of
they have
struggles
to
do they
make their
have?
marriages work. They have to make their children, help their kids grow up in the right way so that they can earn a living and be independent.
But they also have the majority of their fathers at home.
Right, and the reason for that, it's starting to change somewhat now, but the reason for that is because they are taking responsibility for that, whereas Black men and women are not taking responsibility for that, as they did prior to the Civil Rights Movement. Black people are blaming it on their lack of self-control and self-containment. They're blaming it on white people, while white people are working hard to keep it going.
I do believe that there is a need for Black people to be held more accountable.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't excuse racism, that doesn't excuse institutionalized racism, that doesn't excuse...
But there's no such thing as that. It's an illusion made up by Black people and their leaders.
No, it's not. It exists.
Well,
Sorry.
where's the proof of it, though?
What do you mean, where's the proof of it?
There are many kids who are getting into, Black kids who are allowed to get into these universities around the country, right, based on affirmative action. And because of affirmative action based on their color. That's discrimination based on color, and that's wrong. And these kids are getting in, but they're not earning their way. So when they fail, they feel less than before they were allowed to get in based on color?
I'm a proud product of affirmative action. When I went to UCLA, it was because I was an affirmative action student.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I think I turned out fantastic. So a lot of my peers who were having challenges getting into some of these predominantly white institutions, the affirmative action was great. My father went to Harvard. You know, he was one of very few blacks.
Was he an affirmative action person?
I don't know if he was. That was back in the late 60s.
Well, then he wasn't. He earned his way.
So, that being said, I still believe that affirmative action helped me get into UCLA, and it gave me access.
You would
and
not
exposure.
have gotten in there on your own because you were not smart enough?
I don't know if I wasn't smart enough, but based on the curve and what I was competing with you know, other individuals who had different educational opportunities and teachers. I mean, I'm coming from, you know, the LA Unified School District. I mean, so at the time, I think LAUSD was still pretty good. But I went to all white schools from high school.
Okay, affirmative action refers to a set of policies and practices within a government or organization seeking to include particular groups based on their gender, race, sexuality, or nationality in areas in which they are unrepresented. So, basically, affirmative action in regards of managing a certain recruitment for certain particular groups with a certain dilemma. And I believe, I basically believe Jesse Lee is basically stating you have to earn your way, just like you have to earn things in life. Nothing is given to you. So, affirmative action in regards of you feeling like these institutions feeling like they had to pick certain groups and certain people, which discrimination is wrong, but to uphold their representation to look good, but you still have to get in there and earn the grades. They're not going to do it for you. So at the end of the day, just in general, you have to earn your way into these institutions, period. You know, discrimination is wrong in all shapes and forms. I don't condone it. It's wrong. You know, we should all lead with love and accept each other and embrace each other. However, affirmative action is more so like you just have to earn your way, man. You have to work hard. It's just that point blank, period. It ain't about being accepted, a certain amount of people being accepted, a certain amount of people not. You know what I'm saying?
School up
So you
through
got
college.
a good education. Why couldn't you get into the school based on your own talent?
I don't know. Maybe because I didn't have some of the opportunity.
But you
first
had
of all,
the opportunities.
No, well, first of all,
You had the
the
same
SAT,
opportunity those white kids were having.
Not necessarily. I had different teachers. I had different
So you
resources.
went to a white integrated school.
I'm talking about
mostly
going
white.
into these other into UCLA. I still had to be able to deal with some of the issues and going to predominantly white schools.
Like
but
what?
I still had to be able to compete.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Some of the issues going to a predominantly
I would graduate from University High School, and at the time they didn't have an African American student union.
An African American student union
At the school.
Well, that's a good thing.
They didn't have one.
That's a good thing.
Why?
Why do you need something like that?
They have Asian student unions. They have Jewish student unions. They have all kind of
Did
different.
they have white
unions.
student union?
They need student union. They own the whole school. So
But the kids didn't own the school. The kids didn't.
But I'm saying there's nothing. I don't think there's nothing wrong
It's
with having
amazing that
a
you think this way.
segregated, you know,
It's amazing that you think this way.
population of students who just want to study together or work.
So I feel like Jesse Lee, you know, the last time black people, he said, took accountability was in the civil rights movement. And that was in regards of checking themselves and making sure they do right, but also lead in the sense of making sure all across the board, everyone is treated equal, I feel like. But now it's just, I don't know, the sentiment of wanting to automatically run to the accusations, that's just hearsay, instead of just leading with love and stop having this divisive mentality, like I said. And if you feel this is true and you have the proven facts, then let's all come together and have the conversation to build each other up. from all different types of race, gender, you name it, and embrace each other, like I'm gonna keep saying, leading with love. But that's all I'm advocating is love. This is an interesting interview, though.
Work together or to be able to
Would you
deal
be in
with it.
support of a white student union?
Yeah, of course.
It would be okay with you?
Yeah, why
Okay.
not?
But most blacks don't feel that way.
I think all cultures should be able to segregate and to be able to work within their cultures and network within their own cultures. Absolutely.
Does racism exist?
I believe racism does exist.
And where's the
Absolutely.
proof of that?
You just see it all over in the country with proof of it. In terms
What-
of just
what
the
do I see?
disproportionate in the economics with black people.
But that has nothing to do with racism.
It is. Racism is about power. It's about who's in control. And black people can't be racist because we're not in control. We're not in control of the educational system, some of the social.
Okay, so if you get in control, or let's say a minority. So basically, you're saying in general, if a minority group, which is a minority group, and the way I define a minority group is a different race. A white minority group, black minority group, you know, whatever, Asian minority group. It's just a particular group defined. Okay, so this is what I'm getting to with it, family. So you mean to tell me if an Asian, Jewish, black, white, whatever have power, then they're not there's no racism. So racism is defined on power. So basically, if you have the power, then you're not. Nothing is racist. I just feel like, and I'm gonna keep it here. There's right and there's wrong. You do to others what you would want done to you. You lead with love, respect, honesty, truth, and you embrace each other and share knowledge and build each other up. And I just feel like that's just what it's all about, no matter what group it is. It's not about power. It's not about being a dictator or being in control. Because all of us coming together, see, two is better than one. If you leave control to a fool, it leads to destruction, right? So once you think it'll be better, we have all collective minds come together to progress. Because if we leave innovative ideas, thoughts, and everything selective, selections, choices, power, so-called, which he's referring to one person, they're going to go off what they want. But that's just selfish because it's not about coming together. So my thing is, do you have this divisive mentality of you thinking that race exists because you want power and that's why you feel, I don't know, I feel like she's running with this narrative of black people is getting excluded because of this and that. And it seems like you want power for what? Because if you're contesting and advocating that it's not about power but being equal, then why even mention power? You get what I'm saying, family? Why even mention power, period? If it's going to be power to the people, then that means coming together. But other than that, you can't be biased to the simple fact of, okay, it's racism because I'm not in power. Because if you're saying that this mindset, this dark mentality of, oh, racism exists, and she has yet to not prove any facts or mention any facts from them having a conversation in an interview of having a factual discussion just based on what she think and hearsay and what she thought, then where I'm getting at with it, family, is you can't be biased to the simple fact of, okay, it's racism because I'm not in power, but if I get in power, then it's not racism. So that's all I'm saying, because that's what it sounds like she's saying in this interview. That's what I'm getting. Comment down below if I'm wrong, but I feel like a certain race may treat another person wrong because it's all about mentality, right? If you're raised in this dark mentality of being a certain way to a certain person or a certain group or whatever, those who hate or those who do those things, you just love them more. Because those who are hurting or those who are mean need the most love. And you be and you do what's right, and hopefully they change. If not, you still keep doing out of respect for humanity in all lives, leading with love, because love will always supersede the hate. I say that in every reaction video I do, because, and it could be hard. There's difficult people out there in the world. Just like there's right from wrong, there's good and there are bad people. But you don't conform to it. You strive to do what's right, even through your imperfections. Just doing what's right. Not running with narratives to be, not running with narratives that leads to accusations and getting nowhere, and just still brokenness that's being advocated. That's basically what it is, man. And it's just getting out of these narratives is starting to be, well, they're obsolete. It's out of date, man. You just come together.
Organizations and things that run this country, we're not in control. Racism is about power.
But you would
What
be in
race is
control of your own life if you had good parents, if they taught you how to be independent, if they taught you how to build, how to take care.
Exactly. Building each other up. That's all it is, man. None of this stuff that she's talking, none of this stuff. Racism, none of it. Let it go. Whatever sentiment you have, whatever resentment towards whatever, because it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. And if someone disrespects you, then that's just this fine line of disrespect. Call it for what it is. But like I say, don't run around with illusions and narratives and allegations on certain people, just in period. It's obsolete. It's out of date. It's not producing nothing but keeping the brokenness through the world and separating each other. And we need to come together. It's hard times out here, man. The world needs all of us to come together. And it's not going to be easy. But one person, and then another person, and then another person, over time, things can get better. Everything takes time. And I know they say history repeats itself. But history, as in his story, we have to take control in the sense of coming together. Collectively sharing knowledge and open each other's minds up. And not being secluded in confinement to what we think and what we see and what we think we know. And that's just all I got to say about this whole interview, man. It's sad, man. What is white privilege? What is black privilege? What is Asian privilege? What is this stuff, man? Privilege, privilege, privilege. Come together. That's all I got to say. Come together. We all have privileges in the sense of free will. We all have the privilege in the sense of just the underlying confinements of the natural laws of humanity, leading with respect, love, honesty, truthfulness, and togetherness. That's what it's about.
I've noticed that the reason I left where I lived over there in the Crenshaw district is that once the white people left, because once I moved there, when I first moved there, it was mostly whites. But once they left, as they did in Gary, Indiana, and other places, the blacks turned it into a ghetto. A beautiful area went to hell in a handbasket, so I got out. But if blacks had more character and they were taking care of themselves and being responsible and buying land and teaching their children,
that has to be taught.
Then right, so they have.
Exactly. It's a mindset thing. You can't sit there and try to accuse other people from being ignorant to what you think you know and only what you know, and being confined to that and not open-minded. Hold yourself accountable. And every race should hold each other accountable and holding each other accountable. If a black people in that group wants to come at a different race If white people in that group want to come at a different race, hold your own race accountable if that's the case, and then y'all come together and create dialogue, conversation, and come together to leading with love, truth, and honesty, and share knowledge with each other and coming together and collectiveness to better each other, to better the world, to better future generations, to create innovation, to evolve for the better, not for worse, to progress, not regress. That's just how I see it, man.
Has nothing to do with racism.
But that has to, of course, that has to be taught.
So it's not racist. It's not white people's fault that you're not teaching your children to do that.
No, but it's not.
It's nobody's fault. It's not Asian people fault against you fault. It's not white people fault against black people. It's not black people fault against. It just comes down to the person. Embrace knowledge. Strive for it. Open your mind. Because now we have spans, attention spans of a squirrel. So you sitting there and she's sitting here in this interview, ignorant to the truth or the knowledge that she thinks she know, only being confined to the knowledge of what she seems to believe, but not teaching herself righteousness in a sense of just leading with love, holding self accountable. She just went back and said black people need to hold themselves accountable. I feel like all people just need to. It would be a better place. I'm not going to sit here and make this a black and white thing or a race thing. We need to share the knowledge. How selfish is to you who watching this video or me to not share this knowledge in the sense of we just need to be open more and open-minded to knowledge, to come together and to come together to make the world a better place, to make environments better, to make livelihoods of future generations better. That's all it is. But at the end of the day, you only know what you allowed to choose yourself to know.
Parents don't know.
They don't know.
But
that's not white people.
Now she going with excuses now.
Don't know. But if they go into some of these institutions, these predominantly white institutions, they are targeted. They don't have the same opportunities because of their color. It's true. I mean,
so then why go in there then? Why not go to an all-black school if you
some
feel
people
that?
do choose to do that.
I'm sorry?
Some people do choose. That's
well, you see a lot of these black kids going to these white universities, and then they force their way in by saying, I need affirmative action. Once they get in, now they crying racism. Why do you want to force your way in with the people you think are your enemies, and you're still complaining once you get there?
I don't think people are forcing their way.
Does affirmative action even exist? Is forced based on color.
Does affirmative action even exist? Are people getting in?
I don't get it. It's like you crying out for outreach, and then you get the help you need from where you was striving to get the outreach from or the support from to be embraced somewhere, and then you get embraced, and then you still have a problem. It's like you're never satisfied. You have to change your mentality, your way of thinking. Now, I'm not going to say all people. Like I said, there's difficult people in this world, man. That's just what it is. But you can handle it to the best of the ability, doing the right thing.
Based on affirmative action.
Yes.
Today,
otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
The way Trump has it down, he's just leveled the playing field. So it is going to have to be more about being able to be competitive.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. On that note, family, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Always lead with love. Remember, it's not about race. It's not about privilege. It's just about coming together, embracing, sharing the knowledge, sharing the love, and making each other better, and holding each other accountable and teaching each other that for betterness, we have to come together. And it's not going to be easy. Nothing good's come easy. But that's what it's about, family. Get this video a big thumbs up, man. Helps crush that YouTube algorithm. It's totally free. I hope you guys got something positive out of what I extracted from this interview. I try to just extract great messages, life wisdom to the utmost ability, and create deep amazing conversation with you guys. It may be a sensitive or a topic that has a sentiment to it, but it's a topic that needs to be discussed in regards of betterness. Some people would take it in a sense of a positive light, and some people would take it personal. But that's okay. But on that note, family, comment down below any legendary top of the movie reaction videos you guys want to see. And like I always say, man, let the love supersede the hate, family. Peace.